Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Perfect.
Welcome to Mollenkoff Stadium. My name is Hank Green. I'm 82 years old.
Hi, my name is Sandy Andrews. I'm from Warren, Ohio, and my age is 21 plus, actually 66.
Welcome to Shades of Yesterday. In today's episode, we will be talking about technology.
I'm feeling good.
I've had a real good day. I've had a blessed day.
Huh, we had no tech gadgets. In my day, what did we have? Okay, we had the TV, we had the stereo. I remember I had this little box thing that you could put a 45 in and walk around with it. Thought that was it was bright red. Thought was the coolest thing.
Well, I remember listening to the radio to hear a lot of shows on the radio back when I was young. And then I remember television was coming about. And I was, I'm going to say, maybe 10, 11 years old. And then I remember color television coming about. And now that was really something. And I remember getting a color TV in about 1963. And my youngest son, my son at that time was just a little over, not even a year old yet, I don't think. And I was working midnight turn, and I came home, and in those days, TV went off at 11 at night, and they went to a test pattern. It was just like a different colored circle with different colors, like pie-shaped colors on it, and as a test pattern. It would say good night, signing off, and that would be on.
Yeah, and they'd have this big thing go beep because it was over with. Yeah, it was just this annoying noise, and if you turn it back on, beep, you were done. Nope, sorry. For me, the computer. For me, that's mind-blowing. I mean, when my kids were growing up, they had a computer. I didn't know how to use the thing. Even now, to this day, I'm still don't know how to use it all that well.
All the different electronics, the cell phone probably more than anything.
I don't know. Well, I didn't know. I mean, I could do the bare necessities, but like you, my kids, they grew up on it, so they know. And I asked them to explain this to me, and they're like, just do this. I'm like, slow down. I can't do it that fast. And now my husband, who is computer illiterate, I'm trying to show him, like, keep up. You slow down. I'm like, you're watching what I'm doing. Just keep up with me. So now what my kids were telling me, I'm telling him. But yeah, it's a good thing to a degree. To a degree.
I did, but I'm getting now where I'm having a little more trouble keeping up the newer things. Plus today, it's hard to get direction because as you grow older, you don't hear as well as you did. Younger people seems like talk faster. At least it seems faster to us who are older. And a lot of times somebody's telling me something and I'm trying to comprehend what they're saying, and and they're way ahead of me, and then I'm getting a little confused. But I think it's with most older people. We just, don't grasp things as quickly. Yeah, all my kids, I have to tell them a lot of times, hey, slow down, what did you say? And my wife and I, we'll look at each other like, I don't even know what they said.
The stereo. That was it. You had this big old honking console. You put one on at a time. Click. That was it.
Well, other than a radio in a car, which I remember in the late 40s and 50s, listen to in the radio in the car, in the house, and record players. I even remember the record player. They used to wind it up. You used to crank it, and it would turn. Yes, vividly.
I remember I remember one of my first albums, which once again we're going back to Janis Joplin. 6th grade. That was one of my favorite albums. No, it wasn't Pearl because that was later. So it might have been Full Tilt Boogie. Not quite sure.
I remember rock and roll was coming about. I really, really liked it. And one particular song I liked. It was there was a song by the Penguins, a group in the 50s, and it was called Earth Angel. And it was a beautiful song. Earth Angel, the one I adore, love you forever and evermore. Something like that. But I bought the record, the 78. I got my allowance, and I went down to the Kresge's store, which later became Kmart. Anyway, it was called Kresge's 5 and Dime, and I bought the record, and the 78 record was about this 80 cents or something like that, 78, 80 cents. I bought that record, and I was going home with it in a hurry to get home to play it, and I tripped and fell and broke it. And it broke. Yes, on my way home after I bought it. And I was so upset about it, and I asked my mom, would it be possible, could I get a little bit of allowance for the next week, my next week allowance, because I broke my record. And she gave me another $1. I went down to the store and bought another copy, and I carried it home like it was a pie. I was so careful. But the thing about the song was the reverse side of the song is the one I really liked. And a lot of people didn't know, had never heard it really, because it was a B side. They had an A side, which was the main record they played, and then they had a B side. But anyway, I always liked the B side. And it was called Hey Senorita. And it was really a cool song. But that's probably my first real experience about something special with music. Well, now it's headphones. I have a set my son bought me. Trying to think what the name of it is now. It's a really nice set, and then I can use it on my phone or any other listening device I paired it to, So at night, a lot of times when I go to bed at night, I'll listen to music on it.
Well, actually, it's the radio. We play the radio. When I'm cleaning, radio's on. Sitting on the deck, having a beverage, radio's on. Yeah, the radio. And then also the CD player. Or what's that thing called? MP3.
I've heard a fun fact about you.
Ooh, boy.
I've heard you were a big fan of DMX.
Oh, yeah, all gonna me up in here. All gonna make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. All gonna make me lose my cool up in here. Oh.
Question number 1. Is it true or false? Correct. The answer is false. While color TV was introduced in the 50s, black and white sets remained more common until the 60s.
Yeah, I know. I live there. Even though I'm not that old, I heard this from other people.
Correct. True. Were you one of those people?
Yes.
What was that like?
I watched it with my wife and a couple of my kids, I think. It was amazing. Everybody was just sitting there, you know, in our household and just holding our breath, basically, hoping everything was going to be okay. Okay.
Correct.
Remember when you used to have to pay when you had a the yeah, I know, but you'd have to take a dime with you in case you need to call and put it in that damn silver thing and push it down and oh. But I'm gonna guess.
Yeah! Well, I think they could give me the advice, but don't be afraid to try it. If you get something new, don't be afraid to take it to its limits. I remember when the computers first came around, and I was in the sales business, and we used to do everything by paper. I would write my orders and mail my orders in, and then when we came with the computers, then the business was all in the computer, and you did it in a computer. And I remember being told that when you get a computer, try to break it. See if you can break it, make it fail, because the more you try and go into it, the more you'll learn about it, and the more you'll be able to use it.
Well, number one, you gotta learn it. I mean, I have family members that don't own a computer, don't know how to use a computer, don't ever want to know how to use a computer, but it's the way of the world. You got to. If you have to take classes, if you have to ask people, like I asked everybody all the time, you got to. It's inevitable.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Even though a lot of older people think, well, I'm older, I know everything. Young person doesn't know anything. So you have to take a different attitude that you're going to learn from them and listen to them.
Because that's the way the world is. You have to. Your banking, your billing, everything you do is using technology. So if you're paying your bills on your phone, computer, whatever, you got to.
Well, it's so fast now. I think in a way, in my own opinion, I think maybe technology is going to get away from people handling it. I think in time, technology is going to handle people. And with this AI right now, I think we're going into things we don't know, and we might go too far and lose control. It will control us. So much has happened probably in my lifetime, my period that I remember from, say, when I was 10 years old, 8 or 10 years old, to now, is probably more than any other time in history in that amount of time has happened. From automobiles, airplanes, a lot of the things you saw back when I was a kid on TV. There was a show called The Jetsons, and they had a lot of showing things on there. They had the cell phone, they had TV, they had these cars that drove themselves and all that.
It would have been cool to have that little robot do your cleaning and cooking and plop you from here to there to shop, and yeah.
So much of these things have actually come to be that were, you looked at as like, wow, that's really cool, and it happened. So I think today almost anything you see Eventually it's going to happen.
Thank you for watching Shades of Yesterday.
Any comments you have, make down below.
You can comment down below some of your favorite electronics. Thumbs up.
Share it with your family and friends.
Bye. See you next time.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Well, I don't know how it's going to turn out.